Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're going to show you how to add your own recyclers the quick and easy way to your custom servers for Rust Console Edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. So yes, you can add these bad boys at any time now with these new commands that have been added. During the wipe cycle itself, whether you're wiping at the boot sequence, and even adding these recyclers in custom locations or the 11 prefab locations at various monuments. So let's break it down. So this is a continuation of the very first module that we did, but since the update they added some commands and things in here that definitely help you out a lot and to really speed up this process, and less G-portal action, which I think we can all get behind. Yes? Yes. Alright, so first and foremost, we do need to know, or you should know, how to have, or you should already have admin access, or ownership. This does work for either one. If you are looking for how to configure that or how to set that up, I already have a video on that. It's called Custom Server Setup Guide. I will go ahead and link that now in the upper right hand corner. We'll try to give you a small summary here to kind of give you the breakdown, but you will need G-portal access or g-portal.com access to at least add yourself as an admin. Here's the breakdown, or here's the TLDR, right? Too long, didn't read. So once you have your server up, you select it, then go to the console there on the left, that column on the left. And if you look at the middle column, that's the way to add owner. Yes, use the quotes. And then admin is the same kind of way, space and also with quotes. Just really honestly get used to using quotes on all of your user IDs, even if you're PlayStation, because I've seen a lot of problems because of that. So just know you do need to have quotes on just about every user ID, and then you need to have admin access. And also, sometimes the admin access takes about 3 minutes for it to register, so keep that in mind as well. You do know when you have it, it will be instantaneous. When you hit the start menu, you'll see you have the admin command here, or there's the super secret command, which is Y and A on Xbox at the same time, or triangle and X on PlayStation gets you the same way. We're going to be operating out of the not only the console menu here, but also the command list panel, and then the custom command at the very bottom there. For us on Xbox, it's X, and then we'll be typing in commands here. The old way to do this was entity. I guess you had to be an owner, but maybe they fixed it and you type this in. It would show your location, and then use this location to put in the spawn recycler command. And it's cool, but like you had to jump around. And the reason why this is also not great is because it's the second parentheses there, or the first set of parentheses. You don't actually see all of the coordinates when you're typing it in, so it makes it very, you had to write it down, you had to come back here, so it got very cumbersome. Recycler. Spawn, wait, did I spell it right? Yeah, recycler. So that's why this is fantastic. So you would type in the X, Y, and Z coordinates here, and then you'd be good to go. So let me show you the new command that we do have now, which is fantastic. And this is to actually do the custom location. So we'll just do an example here in front of the repairs. So in order to do this, you need to find your character location. So one of the new commands that they did add, so we're going to go to the admin panel, or custom list, and then enter a custom command, is, and this is great because it's across all permissions that are admin and owner. If you type in print POS for position, and now prints that out nicely. So now you can hit enter custom command one more time, and if you look to the left, you can see that we have all of the stuff that we do need. Yes! So now we can go back to spawn space recycler, and now hit X. Now 666.5, comma, no space, 22.4. And then let's get rid of the X and Y there. Make sure there's no spaces or goofy numbers, because it will spawn it to the center of the map, which is not good. 22.4, comma, no space, 853.2, and that should spawn it right where we're standing. Bingo. Good to go. But also please note, because I don't think we have the rotation, or they don't have the rotation built into that spawn command yet, so all of them will be facing north when you do spawn them in manually. So if you have your compass up, you can see it there at the top, so keep that in mind. So you're like, that's cool, Jade, and all, but like, let's say I didn't mean to have this guy right here. No problem. Go back to the admin panel, go to the command list, enter custom command, ENT space, KILL, boom. Now you can erase that. Now it's sensitive to where your reticle is, so be very careful when you're doing so. So that's a good way to do it. But check this out. So back in, well, I mean, we've had this for a while now, but 11 has added prefab locations for these recyclers at monuments, which I think is quite helpful. And the command to do this in the boot sequence is monument spawns dot enable config space, and then any of the green sections there. you would do this individually. So like, let's say we wanted dome recycler, you would type in dome_recycler. But the problem is you would have to do this at gportal. And when you would do that there under the custom boot commands, again under server settings, you'd have to save it, but then it would have to be during the wipe cycle, which was awfully confusing. And to be perfectly honest, we fell into that trap too. I was like, oh, this command doesn't work. I didn't know it had to be during the wipe cycle, which is cool if you already have this saved and you know what you want during a wipe cycle. But during an active server, you're like, isn't there a command to just spawn these into those prefab locations that you've already had determined? Well, they did add those, and it's fantastic. And we'll show you what that is. So in this case, we're just going to take the green side of the list, and we'll do dome_recycler. So we'll come over here and then look for the spot where the recycler would be. So if we come in here, it'll be off to the right. Look for the pipe, and it does spawn right here. So this is the way to force spawn these config locations that Double 11 is already predetermined if you don't want to type these in individually. So it's going to pop up right here. Actually, let me back up here. So back to the panel again. Again, triangle X for PlayStation, Y and A for us on Xbox. Go to command list panel, enter custom command. Let's see if I can remember this. It's it monument spawns dot force. I had to think spawn dot. Force spawn config space. Now we're going to add the green text. So in this case, it's going to be dome_recycler. So dome_recycler. Now you can see it actually took the force spawn config because we have an active server, and it spawned it right here. Beautiful. So that would be the same as the boot sequence here. If the server was during its wipe cycle and this custom boot command, so this custom boot command specifically was saved, and then the server did wipe. I know it's a little confusing, but just remember, custom boot commands are for the wipe cycle itself, and that you do need to have those saves, but those don't invoke automatically. You'll have to do that inside of the game, or at least as of recording this. Okay, so again, if you want to get rid of this bad boy, you would just type in, go to the command list, enter custom ENT space, kill, and it goes away just like that. So let's go. As of recording this, the stables should technically be, or I should say, if the, what is this? The stables_recycler, if you do that during the boot sequence, it does spawn for both large and small barns. But if you're doing this with the force command, it only spawns at the ranch, which is the small barn. Just a quick note. So we're going to do that example now. So by the way, a quick way to move around the map is if you have your map open, we're going to look for the ranch itself. We're going to bring our reticle here and then push in the left thumbstick, and we teleport directly to that location. So again, continuing these 11 presets, this should spawn right, whoops, let me slow down a bit, we're a bit fast. It's going to spawn right here next to the vendor. So let me back up here so the music isn't too obnoxious. We're going to open up that control panel again, go to command list, enter. So it's going to be I can't spell, spawns.force spawn config space, and this would be stables_recycler, and it should spawn here at the stables. And you see that there on the left hand side of the console menu. It says force spawning config, and there it spawns right here. Again, if you're doing this during the boot sequence, it's saved, and you're doing it during a wipe cycle, this will also spawn 2 of them additionally at the large barn. Again, we're going to teleport to that location to show you, and then we'll do some custom samples here too. By the way, when you're moving around as an admin, it's good to turn on G mode and usually vanish so you don't pop into somebody's base. Alright, so this is one of the, not vendors, but the recycler locations. The other one's going to be here off the corner, but since we have to spawn these in manually, look to the north, and then I try to find a position that's good. That's not going to pin a horse or a player, so this seems pretty good. That's not going to obstruct the entryway. So we're going to face north, so it's going to be roughly here. And then so I'm going to type in the manual command. So we're going to go to command list panel, enter custom commands. We're going to do print position. We can see it there on the left. So we're going to enter a command again and say spawn recycler parentheses 880.8 comma no space 5.4 comma no space 569.9. Double check, make sure there's no weird spaces. We're good. It should spawn right where I'm standing. Beautiful. And then to get things in line with the recycler. I know it doesn't look pretty, but for the time being, since we don't have that rotation command worked in, this is a good way to kind of just put it in there. And then if you're looking in the north position here, making sure we're not going to pin anything too crazy or somebody's going to get stuck behind there. We're going to go north. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Go up to the list, enter custom command, print position. Perfect. Enter command, spawn recycler. If I can spell 879.0, comma, 5.4, comma, 574.1. Should spawn right where I'm at. Did I mess it up? Spawn recycle. Oh, your boy can't spell. Sweet. Yes, it's you can't misspell things. All right, so one of the reasons why you do this, I don't know if we said this earlier or not, but since every map has different locations for things, and we have procedural maps and whatnot, obviously these positions aren't always going to be in the same place. So when you're doing it manually, you're going to have to find that location. That's just how this all works. The reason why the double 11 presets work is because it takes it from a relative position. Ooh, math, what's up? Yeah, anybody was like, when do you use math in real life? When you're playing Rust. So there you go, those are the stables. Let's go over to our large fishing village and use some of the presets yet again. So our large fishing village is where? There we go. So our preset for this again from double 11 is right here. So we're looking at the green. It's going to be fishing village large underscore recycler. So this is where it does spawn normally with the double 11 preset, which is quite nice. Spawn right there. So we're going to open that panel again, command, enter command. So this is going to be monument spawns dot force spawn singular config space fishing underscore village underscore large. Hopefully I spell this right. Large recycler. That's a big one. That's a big one. Oh, we got it. Yay! So you see how it spawned right there? Perfect. Again, if you didn't like this, you can always spawn it the way you want to. And then let's do another fishing village here so you guys know what it's like. And then we'll have, I think this will be a small fishing village if I'm not mistaken. We'll see which one this is. Because there are small fishing villages A and B too, so just keep that in mind. So if it doesn't show up here, that's probably why. For the same reason why those stables didn't work initially. So we're going to go right here. Same thing. Secret command window. Command, enter command. It's going to be monument spawn. Whoops. Monument spawns dot force spawn. Whoo! Spawn config. Hello. We're going to copy and paste that just in case I mess that up. This is going to be fishing underscore village underscore small underscore recycler. Do we get it? Okay, so okay, perfect example. See in the console command here? This is fishing village small recycler. We don't see it here. That means it's going to be in the other configuration. So in this case, if we didn't have another small fishing village, we would set that spawning location up down here. But in this case, we do have another small fishing village, the other variant. I can't remember if it's A or B, but we're going to actually teleport here, and it's actually going to be sitting right there, or it should be, fingers crossed. Okay, sweet. There it is. Right next to our mission giver. Perfect. Woo! But just know, again, when you use this as a boot command, this will spawn in all of the small fishing village locations. Boing! Okay, so we do have another small set here. So a lot of people are asking me, how do you set instant recycling, right? Right. Let me get away from this music. The way you do that, same thing. Go to that secret menu, go to the command list, enter custom command. I think it's craft. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head while I'm looking at my list. Craft.recycler start time. Stat time. Start recycler. So if you just type this in with no number, no integer, it's actually going to tell you what the default time is, and it's going to be 5. So an instant would be something like this. Craft.recycler start time, and then you do something like, you know, 0.01 or something, right? So then that way that's like an instant craft. Or I'm sorry, instant craft, instant recycle. Hello. So we're going to put this back to the original time, craft.recycler, because some people want to have these different configurations, you know, because We're trying to give a different experience, and I get it. So it's going to go back to 5 seconds for the initial start time. So there you go. That's how you add these bad boys as a manual configuration for the Double 11 presets, but also how to set them into your boot sequence as well. Don't forget, go to your G portal to set those up. And if you are on PlayStation and you're having a hard time finding access, like you don't have a phone or a tablet, which is totally fine, try to send yourself a message and then like put a link in there. So g-portal.com is a good way to kind of circumvent it and see if it actually lets you browse it there. For most of us, we'll be doing this inside of our own browsers on the console. So there you go. That's what we have so far. On the end screen here should also be how to set up your custom server guide. And hopefully we'll see you on our server or in the next video or live stream. Love you. Bye.